Hi, my name's Adam Sangster of Swettenham Stud, Nagambie, Victoria. I'm going to take you on a tour of Swettenham Stud to show you a slice of what we do. Swettenham Stud was established in 1960 by my late father Robert Sangster in England. But this stud, which we're standing at, was established in 1994 as a combination between the Hayes family and the Sangster family. From then till now, we have bred or raced over 200 Group 1 winners around the world in 22 different countries. My operation here stands 6 stallions. It boasts river frontage of just over 3 kilometres. We have 900 acres of lush pasture in a Mediterranean climate, which boasts our neighbours next door being Mitchelton Winery and Chateau de Bilk, which history speaks for themselves on both those operations. We pride ourselves on being a working farm and Australian owned, and we look forward to meeting you when all this is all over. Come up to see Swettenham, come and stay at Mitchelton, and come and wander through our paddocks of beautiful foals.
My name's Sam Matthews, I'm the Sales and Nominations Manager here at Swettenham Stud, and today we're going to start off with Toronado. By sire of sires, High Chaparral, Toronado is out of the Grand Slam mare Wanna Do. His oldest in Australia are just 4-year-olds, and he's the sire of multiple stakes winner Still a Star, as well as a very promising Masked Crusader, Labour Rod, etc.
Toronado, our great son of High Chaparral, has really revived Swettenham in so much as it's a relationship which I've had with Al Shakab, who own the stallion, and basically have sent him out for his 6th season this year. And when we first got hold of this stallion, we saw that with his muscle definition he has, and he's such a, I mean, in the Northern Hemisphere they called him Superman, and you can see that he's such a good physical that I went out and I bought a number of mares and went to him 1st season, 2nd season, 3rd season. I think I sent 50 mares alone to him and then traded out of them to make sure that he had the numbers, and it's proving that it was the right thing to do. You can see a lot of his runners are coming through, and I'm sure they will train on.
He stands at 16.1 hands, and as you'll see, is a magnificent specimen. A dual Group 1 winning world champion miler, who stands for 27,500 returns for his 6th season here at Swettenham Stud. Next up, we have the 7-time Group 1 winner, Highland Reel. By Galileo, out of the Danehill mare Havega, he's a true champion. He stands at 16 hands. He's the highest ever prize money earner by Galileo, and also the highest ever prize money earner to come out of Ballydoyle. We're thrilled and honoured to be standing Highland Reel in conjunction with Coolmore after such a decorated history between the Sangster and Magnier family.
Yeah, listen, we're very fortunate to be associated with the Sangster family, and through the grandfather, and it was through the 70s and 80s they had a lot of success on the racetrack, in Europe, and they got a lot of successful stallions out of that. Like, I remember being around the kitchen table, you had Robert Sangster, Vincent O'Brien, Lester Pickett, and they'd be discussing the morning's work, and you had great horses like El Gran Senor and horses like that. It was, it's what the industry is built on today. Those silks, we have a set of them here in the office, and they're instantly recognizable to anyone who comes in the door, and that whole relationship started bringing stallions down to Australia. That was a big sort of the start of the shuttle concept. And it's great now that when you have a horse like Highland Reel, who was an unmerciful racehorse. He went and won 7 Group 1 races all over the world. We wanted to put a stallion there in Victoria, and no better man than Adam. He's got a very good team around him, very good facilities, and he's got a huge following. He's got a big client base. When Adam announced that he was standing Highland Reel, the feedback was very good. And to be fair, he got a very good book of mares, and the result has been that Highland Reel has had some very good foals and yearlings, and I'm delighted at the way it's going, and full credit to the team at Swettenham. They've done a great job with this horse.
Tom saw that we had done a very good job with Toronado and knew that the clients down here in Victoria liked the sort of middle distance horse. So this great son of Galileo in Highland Reel, and the fact is that he's out of a Danehill mare, Havega, who is a very close relation to Elstrom and Harada's son, was a prime spot to put him in Swettenham, in Victoria, for the clients to to go to him. So he got 148 mares his first year. His second year he got just on 100, and this year he will certainly cover around about over 130, 140, because the market has seen what his foals look like in Europe. They're very strong. In fact, his European horses will sell better than the Toronados did. Magic Millions and Inglis's and some very good judges are really very strong in this stallion, and because of his quality and his price and what his stock looked like, this stallion is one to watch, and he is on the up.
He returns to Swettenham for his third season at a fee of $16,500 including GST.
Dr. John Hurley has been not just a friend, an asset and a source of absolute medical genius in his reproductive and veterinary experience. He's been with me for 28 years. John is there with our qualified staff and vet nurses to make sure that your bloodstock gets looked after the way it should be.
My name is John Hurley. I'm the resident veterinarian here at Swettenham Stud and have been so since Adam took over the farm in 2006. And my day-to-day duties basically are just taking care of the general health of the mares, foals, weanlings and yearlings and stallions on the farm. I guess the highlights these days for me, seeing a mare become pregnant, particularly if she's been a difficult breeder. And in addition to that, for sure, there's nothing better than having a difficult medical case that ends up being successful. The reality is most of the stallions that have been here are often outstanding individuals because they do tend to have good pedigrees, or they've been, high-priced yearlings at sales, and by virtue of that, they're often all in a good class anyway.
Next up, we have I Am Immortal. He's I'm Invincible's only dual stakes winning 2-year-old colt in Australia, and he's out of Ad Valorum's best mare, Meliora.
We here in Victoria certainly breed horses for Vobis scheme, and this stallion was an ideal fit for the Vobis, Super Vobis and Vobis sires. We came to buy him off Dream Thoroughbreds, trained by Anthony Friedman and Sam Friedman, and as you can see, he's let down magnificently. We had him from April to now. Here we are sitting on the 15th of September, and this stallion has totally let down to be a magnificent colonial stallion, and he is one for the roster, which we have got very strong shareholders in him. We've got 40 shares which went to market, and a lot of the major breeders have taken on to him and are sending multiple mares to this stallion. And as you can see, he's got a great walk. And the interesting fact is that Ben Mason, who is one of the senior vets here in Victoria, he vets a lot of horses for Hong Kong, says that he's never seen a jowl as big as I'm Immortal. So it just means that this has got a very strong windpipe. If he throws that into a stock, which you can see from the physical, he will basically produce some very nice individuals for sale and commercial individuals.
After winning the Blue Diamond Prelude in a faster time than Written By, he went on to win the Blue Diamond Preview, beating Microphone in a faster time than Hanseatic and Sepoy. I'm Immortal stands at 16.2 hands and is an imposing individual. He stands for $13,750 including GST. And I'm Immortal standing his first season at Stud here in 2020. Next up is Puissance de Lune, our fantastic grey son of Shamadal, out of the unbridled song mare Princess Serena. Puissance de Lune is standing his 6th season here at Swettenham Stud and has had incredible success on the racetrack with horses such as Moonlight Maid, Lunicorn, Southern Moon and plenty more to come.
So Puissance, our son of Shamadal, and a grey son of Shamadal, because it's the unbridled song coming out in him, he is really doing what good stallions do. He's got a pedigree which backs him up, but also his runners are hitting the track and doing a particularly good job. Now, Gerry Ryan raced this horse. He raced in France, came out here to Australia. As you can see from his progeny now, they're going gangbusters. This stallion last year had about 25 mares booked into him come October. Then when Moonlight Maid came out and won the Edward Manifold, and Southern Moon came out and was one of the Derby favourites, along with a couple other very handy Puissance de Lune runners. He covered 145 mares in that 2019 season. We really think that this stallion is on the up. A couple of other studs have tried to buy him, but Gerry, being a very strong Victorian, has left him at Swettenham in Victorian, so our Victorian breeders can use the stallion?
Well, it goes back about 30 years ago when I first met Adam socially, and since then we became friends. And not only that, been a great support of Adam and what he's done with Swettenham Stud, and more importantly, the two horses that mine, Mary Kane and Stallion, went there, and they've done a great job. Stallion, he's still a striking horse, and not seeing too many greys out there, but as long as he's throwing winners. Well, I've been in the area now for 15 years, and I'm in a syndicate with Adam, racing a few horses and investing a few broodmares together.
Swettenham Stud are standing Puissance Saloon on behalf of our longtime friend and owner, Gerry Ryan. Puissance Saloon is standing for $19,800 including GST. Next up, we have Trust in August, our dual Group 1 winning homebred sprinter. Trust in August is by Keep the Faith out of the Stormcat mare Subtle Breeze, a real blue blood from the same family as Thunder Snow.
Trust in August by Keep the Faith, Sunday Silent Stallion, is really what the Japanese, as we well know, that cross has created some absolute champions. Poor Trusty has probably had one of the worst and hardest starts to his career for many reasons. I'm not going to go into them. But his runners will start to come out very soon, his 3-year-olds, and I think I'll be telling a different story this time next year. He was bred at Swettenham, he was a Swettenham product, raced 1-2 Group 1s, he's a serious war horse of a looking stallion, great shoulder on him, and we hold hopes, because when you look at Puissance, when he had his 3-year-old runners, he started to really start a motor in the October of his 3-year-old career, which Trusty hopefully will do that.
Trust in August was in the, surprisingly, in the second session of the Melbourne sale. He was a very nice looking horse. He didn't throw to his sire, he actually threw to his dam line most. He's out of a Stormcat mare, and that's what he looked like. He looked like a Stormcat. He's a very nice horse. He's got a very, very good female line by Stormcat, so it's not much better than that. There's a lot of stallions over the years that have that haven't produced 2-year-olds that have gone on and done very well. There's quite a few in Australia, but they don't become commercial as others that throw 2-year-olds, but they're probably better stallions overall. And when you think of it, that horses don't really mature properly until they're about 4. It stands to reason that some of these horses would, especially staying size. He's had to do it the hard way, but if they've got the ability, they'll do it. And I'm waiting for him to get a good horse, because he was a very good horse himself.
From just a handful of runners to the track in Australia, Trust in August is looking like he's going to have some very promising 3-year-olds. We are offering full share, whole share with Trust in August again this year, and multiple other options to ensure that we're looking after all the breeders who are looking after us. At a height of 16.2 hands, Trust in August stands his 5th season here at Swettenham Stud for $6,600. Our final horse on the roster to show you today is our great son of Dabawi, Akeedama out of the Tiger Hill mare, Wonder Why.
Akeedama, being a son of Dubai out of a Danehill mare, was a private purchase of Mr. Pan, who bought Lindsay Park, South Australia, to stand this stallion as a private stallion. Now, with the quality of mares which he sent to this stallion, the horse did so well as 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds that really they needed to move him from South Australia across to Victoria to get the significant support. So he came to our operation in 2019, and he covered over 130 mares, and he's going to do a good job again this year. He's had some great successes. Sadly, a few of them have actually gone up to Hong Kong, because Dougie White, who rode Akeedama to the Derby win in Hong Kong and the Hong Kong Vase in Hong Kong, has taken up training license, so Mr. Pan is supporting him. So he's taken the 4 prime geldings up to race in Hong Kong. Of course, the season has just started last weekend, so we hope to see them win. But he's a lovely horse, and as Richard Gibson, his trainer in Hong Kong, said, you go a long way to see a better looking son of Dubai than Akeedama.
Akeedama is standing his 2nd season here at Swettenham Stud and his 7th season overall. Akeedama measures in at a touch over 16 hands and stands this season for $16,500 including GST.
Well, now we've taken you into an insight and a slice of Swettenham through this digital media, just to show you what Swettenham is all about. Thank you for watching. On behalf of my family, my staff and everyone at Swettenham, we wish you a productive breeding season.